What does that button do?
Well, you're live.
We could use a little more light. And what about that? Is that...
That's not plugged in, but we got a light up here.
Yeah. So, Cracker moved into a new house and we're trying to figure out where everything is.
I know this is the garbage disposal, so I won't hit that one. Oh, that's the garbage
Which
disposal.
one are you trying to turn off?
There you go.
Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez doesn't know what a garbage disposal is or does. It's fun.
What?
And she's a congresswoman.
How's that? Is that better?
Yeah, it's actually pretty good light.
Okay, cool.
Okay, welcome to Volk Party.
Where does it say how many viewers you got?
Up here.
Okay.
Do the belly thing again.
Just like
You want to?
And then there go all your viewers.
Goodbye.
Okay.
Okay.
And we're gonna talk about Game of Thrones, of which she's a big fan, and of which I'm like trying to be.
You go ahead and keep talking. I'll find a thing to prop up.
Okay.
Because I'll go ahead and start mine too.
Well, Game of Thrones. So my thing is, I'm not huge on fantasy. So like when you have the more realistic fiction-y kind of stuff, I'm okay with it.
Yeah, but the thing is, I told you, you started Game of Thrones in like season 5 or whatever.
I just started watching it like this week.
Oh, so you're like you
I
started
just
watching
watched
it like
YouTube clips, and I understand they're interconnected stories, but then like they'll have dragons and shit. It's not.
That's
me.
like the other than like Resurrection and the dragons. That's
the
the
White
only.
Walkers and the green stuff and the water that blows.
Yeah, but White Walkers
Florida.
aren't necessarily fantasy. That's like horror as well. You don't mind
My
horror.
point being, like it gets too far out there, and I'm like, And then like some, it's very drama,
Yeah,
so it's
it is
like-
an action drama show.
and then some enemies become friends and friends become enemies, and this
Like
dude's
war.
sleeping with that dude, and then this dude's
Like
like
in
everybody's
incest.
got to sleep with everybody's wife and ex, and now they gotta hate each other. And
It
I'm just
is
like, it's
just like
every
real
TV
life.
show,
Just like real
but
life.
it's every damn TV show.
Yeah, but this is good because it's got dragons and White Walkers
Uh,
and Sean Bean.
Sean Bean. So, and that's the other thing we were talking about earlier, as we were watching
Oh, what's your name?
Munchies,
Oh, Munchies was
the
great.
great classic produced by Harvey Korman.
No,
starring
no, no.
Harvey Korman.
It was produced by Roger Corman,
Roger Corman.
starring Harvey Korman in a dual role.
Yeah, I saw that part. So,
You just
so we were watching that, and then
you just caught like the last 15 minutes of it.
in 15 minutes, I'm never getting back.
That's right. And that's what happens when you come over to my house.
Yeah, Castle Cracker 2.0.
And you still come over.
Yeah, I don't know how I do it.
Okay.
It's not for the food.
How do I do that? So basically, okay. Now, so what do I do? Just
The red hit the red button, and it's the one that's
I don't want
red.
that big old ball of light right there.
Yeah, that's fine. Oh, look at you obsessing over production.
No, I just don't like the light. Okay, good night. That's my kid in the back. See how? See, it's not. Oh, that's because you're propped up higher.
Yeah,
Fuckers.
one of us went to college.
Yeah. One went to college, the other didn't.
And who makes
One is
more money?
married with a kid, the other lives in a basement that's flooded right
Basement
now.
That's underwater that I peed in.
So, no, that's not gonna
True
work.
story. I got sick of dealing with life, so I just peed in the basement floodwater. And it's still there.
Yeah, fuck the light.
Okay, hit the red
Hit
button.
the red button. I'll do my intro, then just stream that.
Yeah, stream IRL and then persistent.
Stream to main channel, other persistent stream. Fuck it.
I got your persistent stream right here.
And we're live?
I think we're live.
Alright. Hey Internet, Eric here. Whitey's here. Streaming on his channel over there. Found a way around the live stream thing with YouTube. Recently they were dicks and they decided that you can't live stream through a mobile device unless you have
1,000 subs. Which
and that's never
we
going to
don't
fucking
have
happen.
between us.
So we downloaded an app for both of our phones, and he already had the app, and he didn't even know about it.
Yeah, I had uploaded. I wasn't on an app. It was just the actual Streamlabs, but I'd never I'd like signed up on it.
Okay.
And never touched it. Never knew what to do with it.
So it's called Streamlabs. Never used it before, but he tested it like 3 or 4 times.
Yeah.
And it worked. While we were watching Munchies.
Munchies.
We were watching Munchies.
Produced by Roger Corman.
Produced by Roger Corman, starring Harvey Korman. Starring
nobody else.
One of the chicks from Critters.
Bunch of dudes with puppets. I'm going to come get you. No.
Yeah, a bunch of guys with puppets and the dad from The Adventures of Pete.
And then you were like, well, they're from Peru. What did you say? You were like,
because you laughed that they had like Spanish or Mexican accents,
which they didn't.
They kind of did.
Anyway, and then some.
So I said they're from Peru, and then I said that's like.
You were like, that's in Spain,
yeah,
and I was like,
Spanish conquistador.
Peru's in Latin America, and you're like, yeah, isn't that in Spain? I'm like, no, that's Spain's in Europe, bro.
As long as you've known me, do you think I give a shit?
No, I don't. There's no shits that you give pretty much about anything. Like, you know, you do whatever your job is, and the bills get paid, and glory hallelujah, I guess.
And I'm living the dream.
Living the dream. This is a nice little place.
Well, after we got kicked out and all that bullshit.
It's an upgrade aesthetically, at least.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's a visually nicer place. Anybody's watched the show before, both of you, thank you. Roger, how you doing?
Yeah.
Just look in the background. It looks nicer than Cass a Cracker, the original.
The original.
So,
this is the remake.
Yeah, this is the upgrade. Yeah. So Game of Thrones.
Mm-hmm. You're saying how much you did not like it, but again, you.
I like it. I'll watch. I'll be sitting there watching, and then they'll do something that I'll be like, no, and I'll just leave. Like the blonde lady's like, I'm going to get on my dragon now and kill all these people, and I'm like, it's such a cheat. But like a lot of the Tyrion Lannister, the
dwarf.
A lot, he's sitting there talking to people and doing diplomacy and whatnot. I think that stuff's really interesting.
He's a great character. If you would
really
watch,
good acting.
If you would watch it from the beginning, you'd realize how great of a character he really is.
But one of the problems I have is this phenomenon in everything now, where Arya Stark, all her shit happened. And then she has to get vengeance on the 13 names or 11 names, whatever it was. Some amount of names.
Yeah, she's got a list going of all the people she wants to kill.
And then, the Hound does all the heavy lifting. She stabs a guy in the nuts. And then something, female empowerment. And I'm like, but that guy did all the work. Like, what did you do?
Well, that's America.
Oh, but it isn't. It's Game of Thrones.
But it's not as bad as the new Avengers movie with their female empowerment.
But that's the thing. There was one bit where the blonde lady who's a knight stabbed a guy through the crotch, and it's just like, hey, you can only do this so many times. Find some other way to kill a guy.
You're really reading way into it.
But the thing,
that's what you do.
I don't need this female empowerment shoved down my throat and through the balls corridor of getting there. And it's the same thing with that Viking show. There's this one bit where they kill
the one that's just called Vikings?
Just Vikings. Okay. And then the guys do all the fucking work, and then the lady cuts off the guy's genitals, and then she's standing there all female and proud. It's like, but you didn't do anything. Like, they did all the work. What female empowerment? So it's little moments like that where I'm like, I can't do it, man. So there's a lot of really good acting, really good directing. The show looks good, excellent performances. A lot of the writing and stuff is really interesting. A lot of the fights are cool, and then they'll throw that in there, and I'm just like, you sons of bitches.
Yeah, but you don't like anything about that.
But then we were talking about Sean Bean.
Why does that say Cracker live stream instead of Hey Internet Eric here? I don't know.
Me?
Hey, James.
James, what's up, buddy? HCX.
Yeah, that's Helly. She does live streaming video games. She's pretty good.
Okay.
Yeah, I've known her since not Facebook, but it was MySpace way before that.
But one thing I wanted to bring up, Sean Bean was on a TV show in the early '90s called Sharp's Rifles.
Okay.
And it was more
Of
like
course you would know
like
that.
a mini-series type of thing where every episode was Sharp's Company, Sharp's Regiment, Sharp's Revenge. But in that show, which was when he was just getting his start, it was the typical TV show where, like, he would get shot in the shoulder, he'd be like,
Overacting.
and there'd be a little bit of blood right here, he'd be like, ow. And he survived like 1,000, every episode. He was stabbed, shot, wounded, and then the next episode he's fine.
Well, maybe.
But hold on, here's the point. So, since then, he's died in everything.
I think that's what it is.
So it's come back to get him. Like all the times he should have died in the show.
It's making
now
up
he
for it.
dies in every other movie.
I think there's only one movie I've seen where Sean Bean doesn't die, and that's the first Silent Hill.
Yeah. Right.
That movie, I remember.
Everything else, Sean Bean gets the Sean Bean, and he's often decapitated in the process. So it's just like.
Well, no, there's actually.
So for one show at the start of his career, the first thing he ever did, nobody could kill him, and now he dies always. It's just a thing.
I think because there's actually like Watch Mojo. There's like a video of like they're like a top 10 thing, and there actually is one top 10 Sean Bean deaths. I'll have to send it to you.
Yeah.
So he's done more than just getting his head cut off.
He gets killed a lot.
But he's done a lot of like medieval times type theme. Like he was in
and he's a good actor. More power.
Lord of the
to him.
Rings,
Sure.
Game of Thrones.
Are you kidding? What was
something called the Black Plague or the Black Death.
It wasn't medieval
like
times. What was the one with Nick Cage? And they're solving crimes or something about
Wicker
history.
Man?
It would have been interesting. Sean Bean was
The Bees! National Treasure?
Yeah, that's it.
Was he National Treasure?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. I would look it up, but you know.
But we're using our phones. Black Death. Yeah, that's the one. Black Death.
Okay.
He gets drawn and quartered in that one.
Oh, naturally.
Yeah.
They got to find new and interesting ways. It's like, oh, who did we cast in this one? Oh, Sean Bean. Okay. He's been killed like this. We'll pull off his feet. We'll kill him feet first.
I bet they have like a gigantic like board with different ways to die, and then they just take a dart and they're like, okay.
Or like
drowning. And then this time he's gonna be drawn and quartered.
Or you just like write stuff up. You cut up the piece of paper, put it in the hat, you mix it up. Okay, Sean Bean, bees, feet, helicopter. Okay, he's dangling by his feet from the helicopter and gets ate by the bees. It's just like how to kill Sean Bean. We're running out of ways.
Erotic asphyxiation.
Yes. Oh, dressed as Batman. Oh my god. Sean Bean. This is where my career is. I went to Oxford for this. And he's dead. So that's Sean Bean, everybody. If you're watching this for love of God, what is it?
HGX, just call her Helly.
Who's got 400 million subs.
She's actually,
tell everybody you know.
She's got, Helly, I think you've got what, at least 300 subs?
Kicking my ass. I can't even break 200 and
Well, that's different. See, her little niche is she plays video games.
Yeah, my little niche is I have a beard.
Your niche is you hate everybody.
It's my niche right here. Yeah, I hate everybody. I'm pretty much...
You have your own select group. She's got her own select group, and I'm kind of caught in the middle.
Yeah. Yeah. You poor bastard.
That's okay. See, 672. She's beating me.
Kicking our ass, man.
She's beaten me, and she started after me. And you've been on it longer than the three of us.
I've been watching these people start up their channels, and I'll support them. It's like, hey, little guy, keep going. And then they blow past me. I'm like, fuck you, man. With your 400 subs.
I remember when... Oh, you used to get mad at me.
Yeah. But I had 700 subs, and then I kind of fucked myself there. And
yeah, but you got your channel taken down, too, though.
it was, I went through misery on that. And I got another video taken down.
Really?
I called people fags too many times.
You don't
Apparently,
learn.
that's a no-no if you're screaming.
You really don't learn, do you?
Yeah, if you're...
Yeah, see, live streaming. She does a lot of live streaming.
Racial epithets are bad? I don't know. The wolves that raised me...
See, you know, it's like
point
the
these things
the
out.
old Whitey the White Guy stuff.
Yeah.
I told you 100 times, don't put copywritten material in our movie reviews. Your videos get taken down. So now, all your videos are full of hate and this and that. And I say, well, it's your own fault again.
So
your videos are getting taken down.
The point you're trying to make is that we should do challenges?
No, all I'm saying is
No, we should
don't
do challenge. What was it? The Nutcracker Street or something?
well, first off, I'm saying you don't have to censor yourself. Just
right.
watch the way you title the
Come
video.
up with another word and replace it.
See?
Yeah, so instead of saying, swallowing cock, we'll just say, enjoys ranch dressing.
See?
Or something.
And then that forces you to get creative. No,
or I'll just write it down.
What you were talking about is the Death Nut Challenge.
Wait, real quick though, I'll write down everything, and then I'll be like, those gosh darn, and I'll hold up the word.
Bees.
Yes, the gosh darn bees instead of
Arabs. See, that way you can have code words. So every time you say you want to talk about this specific group of people, just be like Sean Bean.
Yeah, like Colin Flaherty does a show about all the murder and crime from a certain community. He calls them the fellas. And the fellas just like raping white women. So.
But see, that's how you get by it. But what you're talking about is food eating challenges, and you brought that up. You brought that up because the next live stream that you're over here, I'm gonna try that Death Nut Challenge.
And what was real quick shout out to the other guy whose name was Bergen Jurgens.
Sure.
Who was the guy? Who's drooling on snot?
It's not Furious Pete. It's the other one. Fuck my life, I don't know. But anyways, more than just him have done this. But what is you get a container of 5 different types of nuts, and one is just like a ghost pepper, and then it builds up to like a ghost pepper and a habanero or some stupid.
Sorry, I'm trying.
That is weird. And then it just builds and builds and builds, and then by the end of this video, he had snot running down his face, and he was crying, and then I think he wiped his eye, and he got some of the pepper in his eye. Mm-hmm. I figured I've wasted more money doing less, so I figured why not? And I thought it would be fun watching, and other people might enjoy. You're an idiot. Other people might enjoy watching this, and you'd be over, and I'm sure you'll laugh at my expense. And
if it gets views, it gets views. Mm-hmm.
I've been doing research. They do say do not do it on an empty stomach, which I won't, because they say 5 minutes after you're done, you get like this. It's not like you have like a shitting problem. Like it's gonna burn coming out.
Prevent a shitting problem?
No, they everyone assumes like you're gonna be sitting on the toilet and it's gonna burn coming out.
That's a safe assumption.
But they say it's not really that, but you do have this feeling like your stomach has been hit with like a cement block afterwards.
Didn't you already have a horrible experience with...
Kidney stone.
Yeah.
Well, this is different. That's kidneys, not stomach.
Oh, okay. Let's not roll some really dangerous dice or anything giving you a medical history.
Well, I had a 10 millimeter kidney stone and a stent.
You should get your heart checked before you do it.
And a stent. I think I can survive this.
Well, there's that.
Remember, I was walking around with a string hanging out on my dick hole for a month and a half.
Yeah.
I think I can handle this.
Yeah. God, life sucks.
Yeah.
Remember when we were 14? You were like, hey, let's play Nintendo.
No, I don't remember when I was... No.
I can't even recall. Yeah.
No, because I was 14, I was still in high school getting picked on as the fat kid.
I fed a lot of geese when I was 14.
You fed a lot of geese when you were 14?
Yeah. Feed the geese.
I've never heard that term.
Really?
Never heard feed the geese.
Welcome to that term. You were just saying.
The more you know. Here comes the rainbow.
Feed
the geese. I've never heard of that.
Really?
Mm-mm.
Yeah. That's what I had going on at 14.
Well, now I know.
I don't remember anything else about it.
Now I know what's added into my vocabulary.
Yeah.
Feeding the geese.
Feed the geese. Because, you throw the seeds. You get this kind
now you're literally throwing the seed?
Yeah. As our viewership plummets from 3 to 2.
Well, I got 2.
But yeah,
one's you, I think.
Challenges and stuff.
This guy was also trying to take the focus of his pain in his mouth away by crotching himself on like a 2x4.
2x4 with the balls and all.
I'm not doing that.
Oh, did I say balls? I meant
Sean Beans.
Yeah, the coconuts. This sucks. I can't do this, man.
You can swear on my channel. I've sworn before.
Yeah.
I just told you not to be racist.
It's not like we've been doing this for years.
Yeah.
Do you worry about black people and all your electronics? Or?
No.
Okay.
I'm not as paranoid as you are.
We don't live in that town. We moved.
I'm not as racially paranoid as you are.
Yeah, because we don't live in D-Town.
Yeah. Well, D-Town's a dump even.
Yeah.
It's been like that for a long time.
I scared off the lady.
Yeah, well, see, that's what happens. See, this is why you gotta use code words.
Yeah.
Use code words.
Not rethink your world philosophy. Just say something else.
Okay, so we've been streaming for 15 minutes and we've already ran out of things to say.
Yeah.
We never planned this.
But Game of Thrones, you said...
The thing is, though, you were over there on the couch like 45 minutes ago and you had like 3 or 4 different ideas.
So, but we were talking something about Game of Thrones.
It was Munchies, wasn't it? Munchies is what killed your brain.
Oh my god. Harvey fucking Korman. I used to be like, what's wrong with Harvey Korman? And now I get it. Munchies.
Yeah, well, before that was the Star Wars Holiday Special, remember?
Oh, I'm trying to forget, dude.
Oh,
That's one to rewatch.
Really?
Yeah, and do a new video for it.
Oh, that'd be great.
I really do want to just quit my job and do this all the time.
You will have to rewatch it then. Ooh, you know what we need to do? Your next live stream, we can live stream you watching the Star Wars Holiday Special.
Okay.
Now the whole 90
Yeah, we gotta
minutes.
do the picture-in-picture thing. Like, here's the thing, here's me watching going, yeah.
Oh, I don't know how to do that with this app.
Holiday Special.
I don't know how to do that with this app.
1978. Well,
you were messing with the app earlier, but
yeah.
I'm just glad we were able to figure out how to do it. Like we could still.
I'm gonna move into your old basement.
The one with all the water in it.
Yeah.
You can pee in that water too.
So what's the story? It flooded.
Well, basically, what happened is we were getting kicked out, and we had by this date to move.
Now, when he kicked you out, was that malicious or
no?
that
Well,
was
the house was put up for sale. They claimed they were looking for investors.
Mm-hmm.
Well, the house was sold, and we found out it was sold to the realtor herself. The realtor, who told us that she was looking for investors, and then no, they're like, you got to be out. Everything's got to be out by this date. And then the bitch, she also told us, because I said, well, are you still looking for investors, and are they still interested in renting this out? And she says, I will ask the people who bought the house if they are. The whole time, she's the one that bought the house. So she's lying to us, giving us that shit. So fast forward, we find this place. We're already starting to move in. We're planning on doing the big move on a Saturday. Thursday night, the basement starts to flood.
Great.
So we were down there till like 10:45. We're getting all of our stuff out of the basement. And then we don't go into the basement for the rest until from that Thursday night to that following Monday. Okay. Well, since then we've had 3 days of rain plus snow and all this stuff. There's no sub pump in the basement, none whatsoever. We go down Monday because we have to get everything out by that Thursday, after the big move.
Yeah.
And there's like over maybe 1.5 inches to 2 inches of standing water.
Yeah.
And we have to be up by May 2nd. The dumbass decides to close the house and sign the papers, do a walkthrough on the 3rd.
Yikes.
So first off, all that aside, who in their right mind would, if you're kicking not just our family, there's a family upstairs too. We're getting kicked out by the 2nd. Why would you set up to have a walkthrough and sign the deal the very next day after? So we had that front lawn covered in trash, because we had to get out. And then we were getting emails, well, yeah, the new owner's not happy. Well, what the fuck do you expect? She's not happy. We're getting kicked out. Do you think I give a shit what the new owner thinks? I don't give a fuck. But then we found out less than a week after getting kicked out. So there's still water damage. I'm pretty fucking sure there's mold growing in that basement after all that water, because it stunk like high hell. There's, the plumbing problem, the electrical problem. Less than a week after we got kicked out, she posted it that she's renting the house for $2,000 a month.
What were you paying?
Well, combine our downstairs plus the people upstairs, $1,400.
So
So she's renting it out for $600.
She wanted to get rid of you guys so she could rent it from
She
them.
changed the description from multi-family home to single-family home, and now she's charging an extra $600 a month.
What a whore.
She's retarded.
What a horrible, horrible person.
Yeah, I've heard stories about her. Like, someone I know has worked in the realty department or profession with her, and says she's just one of those all for herself things. So I hope the rain never stops, it floods, and then I hope lightning strikes it and burns it down.
Or she dies.
I don't want her to die.
Horribly.
I don't want her to die, but I would like a lot of
pack of wolves that are just looking for some munchies on a slow day, so they take it to her.
Munchies, as in the movie we just watched.
Not the kind of munchies, just like
no, I don't want.
Not really hungry.
I don't want anything physically to happen to her, but you know what? I want a lot of pain and misery concerning that home.
Yeah.
I want her to, because our landlord who kicked us out, he got what he wanted. He sold the fucking house. I'm sure he sold it for the bare minimum because she's gonna flip the house anyway. So I'm sure he got what he wanted. I hope she gets a lot of pain and misery with this, and I hope that she can't rent it out.
Yeah.
So now she's paying all the property and all the taxes and this and that, and no one's gonna rent it.
Because even if there's mold, she's not gonna do anything. She's that kind of person. Mm-hmm. She's not gonna be a decent human being and respond. Mm-hmm. Just from what you're telling me, I haven't even met her.
Yeah, like I said, you got to watch that video because even my wife was in the video and she was venting her frustrations too. So
wow. Yeah. And your wife doesn't vent frustrations.
Not really.
No.
Just towards us when we deserve it.
That's just too bad. Well, bad things happen to good people, and
but here's the thing.
Get what they want.
I'm looking at the good in this. Think of it this way: if we weren't being forced to being kicked out, we would be stuck with a flooded basement right now.
Yeah, you wouldn't be here, and you don't have that.
Yeah, and I think this place is going to work out a hell of a lot better.
Mm-hmm.
So, once we figure out what all the light switches do and all that shit,
we should put her through all the way Sean Bean dies.
The bean? No, that's Nicolas Cage.
The beans.
The beans.
The beans, not the beans. Game of Thrones, though.
Are you still going back to Game of Thrones?
Yeah, let's go back to Game of Thrones. So, I mean, Season 8 just happened.
Season 8 is still happening, yes.
The big ending, the big conclusion.
There's 2 episodes left. This Sunday, tomorrow, and then...
What, they killed the guy. The bad guy. Mm-hmm. The main cheese. Your thoughts?
It was fine.
Wow. A lot of people hated it.
Well, a lot of people are stupid.
Well, there's that.
A lot of people complain about everything.
I'm one of them.
They're not happy. Well, yeah, but you usually don't complain about a TV show that you've loved for 8 years.
Yeah.
These are people that complain just to fucking complain.
Gotcha.
And that's why I don't go online anymore to just talk about movies. Unless it's on my channel where it's just me talking, and then I'll deal with the comments later. I know you're going to disagree with me 90% of the time, but we have a good enough rapport where we can at least...
But we enjoy disagreeing.
Yeah. We've been doing it.
But what do you... Because,
But they were complaining that the battle scene was too dark, and I'll give them that. It was too dark, but it was also nighttime. Yeah. The battle was all at night. And all you had to do, even though you shouldn't have had to, you could have turned up the brightness on your TV.
There's that.
Okay,
America?
They were complaining...
I am. On their phone.
Yeah, he's the other watcher. They were also complaining that the way the Night King was taken out was pretty simple. Well, in battle, it's not always going to be this big, epic, build-up.
But you built him up as this super ominous presence, and all the kingdoms have to join together, and then she does the little flippy and beats him.
But the thing is, though, the little flippy was pretty cool.
He got beat by Flippy.
But here's the thing, though. Man. You had an epic 40-minute battle, and you're going to complain about that one part. I think that's just bullshit. It had the most people on screen. It's the longest film battle from start to finish. I don't know if it's in movie history, but in television history, it was at least 40 minutes long.
For sure.
And people still found ways to complain other than the lighting. I'll give them the lighting. Because people aren't happy anymore. That's the problem when with social media, and I've said it before, it's not social media that sucks. It's the people that use it for the wrong ways. When social media gives assholes like us a voice, people don't use it properly. I mean, they don't realize, you can give opinions, but someone's going to have an opinion that doesn't agree with you. You don't have to call them a moron.
Oh, you are never, no, you're never going to do anything and everybody thinks it's a great thing. You're always going to have
because of YouTube now, everybody's a critic. So instead of just sitting down and enjoying a film like Munchies, I'm using it as an example.
I know.
Sitting down or watching a film like Munchies, which was a Gremlins ripoff with a budget of $2.
I feel like I just ate those nuts.
But now you're looking into it in a critical way.
Yeah,
you're not supposed. If you're watching Munchies, you shouldn't be watching it to criticize it. You should be watching it.
It'd been interesting if what was it called with the Munchkins running around and there's a road lady.
Wizard of Oz?
That's it. If the Manette came out, we don't have this. Mm-hmm. So it'd be interesting if you go back to Wizard of Oz and people are like, oh, that's just stupid. Stupid plot devices.
Well, that's true. If you think about it.
It was so cheap.
That's a perfect example. The Wizard of Oz is so, I don't know if you like it, but it's so overall well-received, well-loved. It's a classic, this and that.
Yeah.
But if you look down and want to criticize it, there are so many plot holes and mistakes in that film that people don't want to bring up because it's the Wizard of Oz.
No.
Think of it. The witch. She's killed by water. So has it never rained in Oz?
Exactly.
Has she never taken a shower? Or she's got to smell like funk really bad. Does she not drink anything?
Right.
That's
a really
here's the thing.
Odd.
Glenda, the Good Witch of the North. She says, after the witch is crushed by the house.
Yeah.
Okay. And Dorothy meets Glinda, and she says something like, "Are you a good witch or a bad witch?" She's like, "Only bad witches are ugly." Okay. So now she's asking Dorothy, "Are you a good witch or a bad witch?" So is Dorothy ugly or not?
Yeah.
Are you a good witch or a bad witch? Just how can the professor behind the curtain, make that with all those little gadgets and tables and all that stuff? How can all of that like generic equipment have this fantastic hologram? There's so many plot holes in Wizard of Oz, but people don't want to acknowledge them because it's so well loved and received in a classic.
And then my question is, part of that is you just didn't have the same means to bitch about it. Mm-hmm. All you would have had back then was the occasional newspaper writer doing a review. Mm-hmm. So, but now we look at it as the only thoughts on it we have are the positives. Mm-hmm. Anybody who saw it at the time was like, that's a piece of shit. He's been dead for 20 years. Mm-hmm. So it'd be interesting,
But that's what it is people are using social media for the wrong things, and because of that, it's like when you get YouTube, what's the first thing the majority of things people want to do? They want to talk about movies.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what you started doing before you got political. That's what I started doing. That's what a lot of people started doing. But now they take it so serious. They're critiquing movies way too much, and it just makes it less fun, I think, for the most part. I mean, I'm going to sit down and watch Munchies. Munchies is a retarded film. It's horrible. Oh, yeah. But I can find the goodness in it. I can be like, okay, they had a budget of $2. They made this work. They made that work, type of thing. I can sit down and watch your favorite Howard the Duck. And they made this work. Tim Robbins fucking sucked, but they made this work. You've said it before, the original Frankenstein, from the 30s. They only had this to work with, so you got to keep in mind with what they're working with and what they were able to do. Look at the original King Kong. The stop motion on that, by today's standards, is fucking horrible.
It is.
But back in the 30s, I think, when that was made, it was pretty damn good.
Did you ever see Memphis Belle?
No, we've talked about it before, but I've never seen it.
It's kind of an interesting film because.
I know we're gonna drink. You can keep talking.
Do you got a glass of water? A glass of ice water?
Yeah.
Cool me off here. It's kind of warm. But the live action stuff is pretty good, but the effects, this was like 92, were pretty bad.
Yeah, I think it was like 92.
And there's one bit where the front of the airplane gets shot out, and I kid you not, a guy falls out of the airplane, and it looks like this. He's falling to his death from 30,000 feet or some such, and he's just like that. It was awful.
There we go.
Oh my goodness. So
I'm giving you a princess cup.
Oh boy. Which princess is it?
Oh no, I know what I'm giving you to drink.
Wait, I was happy with the Princess Cup.
Oh, it's gonna be a Princess Cup.
Uh-oh.
I know what I'm giving you. Anyways, no, I know my dad loved Memphis Belle.
Huh, he did.
But then again, my dad loves anything that's military related.
Yeah.
Well, that didn't work out well.
It's supposed to go on the glass, not on the floor.
Yeah, well.
That's kind of the point.
Yeah, well.
That's another way to kill Sean Bean.
By refrigerator?
Putting him in a cup. Yay. You'd almost think he had kids or something.
Ugh. You look so nice drinking from there.
I always thought I said that for a minute.
Well,
He's pretty good.
He's been doing it for a long time. We've been practicing.
Mm.
The effects in Memphis Belle are just horrible.
We should like stop that and do one of those.
Stop what?
And we should stop this stream and start a new one and be like, oh my goodness.
Well, I'm not stopping mine, but you can stop yours.
And start all over.
Well, it's up to you.
Alright. I'll try that.
Hey, everybody.
Should we actually do? We should do we'll do Game of Thrones.
Game of Thrones.
We'll do Game of Thrones.
Tyrion Lannister. There's a dragon. Oh my gosh, it's so big.
We're doing it.